Good morning, students. Today I am teaching you Class 7 Geography, lesson number 5 Water. When you think of water, what images come to your mind, children? You think of rivers, the waterfalls, the pitter patter of raindrops, water in your taps. Am I correct, children? Yes. So, we will start this lesson. First point, that is water cycle. What is water cycle? Water cycle is continuously moving from the earth's surface into the atmosphere and back again to the earth's surface. Water from the different water bodies reaches the atmosphere through evaporation in the form of water vapor. Due to loss of heat in the atmosphere, the process of condensation takes place. Thus, water vapor is converted back into water drops. This leads to precipitation in the form of rain, in the form of snow or sleet. Water that falls on land in the form of rain collects in ponds or flows as streams or rivers. The rivers carry the water back to the oceans. This never-ending movement of water is called hydrological cycle or water cycle. The water cycle has no beginning or end. Next topic we will take distribution of water bodies. The present distribution of land and water on the earth's surface shows that the northern hemisphere has more land than water, while the southern hemisphere is almost a water hemisphere. Oceans are very large water bodies. There are 4 major oceans: Pacific, Atlantic, Indian and Arctic. There is another large water body around Antarctica. It is called the Southern Ocean or the Antarctic Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the largest water body. Ocean water, being salty, is unfit for our daily use. The main sources of fresh water are rivers, lakes, ponds, springs and glaciers. After distribution of water body, we will take circulation of ocean water. Ocean water is always in motion. It moves horizontally as well as vertically. After circulation of ocean water, we will go for the movement of ocean water takes place in 3 different ways: waves, tides and ocean currents. Winds provide the main force for the horizontal movement of ocean water. This movement is basically due to prevailing winds, differences in temperature and salinity of ocean water, variation in the density of ocean water. Now, what is waves? Waves are formed in the oceans or seas when the wind blows across the water surface. The shape and size of the wave depend on the speed of the prevailing winds. In the waves, the surface water rises and falls. Next, we will take Constructive and destructive waves. There are two main types of waves: constructive and destructive waves. Constructive waves build beaches. Each wave is low. As the wave breaks, it carries material up the beach in its wash. The beach material will then be deposited as the backwash soaks into the sand or slowly drains away. Whereas destructive waves destroy beaches. The waves are usually very high and very frequent. The backwash has less time to soak into the sand. As waves continue to hit the beach, there is more running water to transport the material out to sea. Next, we will take destructive wave example. Now, during a storm, the winds blowing at very high speed form huge waves. These may cause tremendous destruction. An earthquake, a volcanic eruption, or underwater landslides can shift large amounts of ocean water. As a result, a huge tidal wave called tsunami. Tsunami is a Japanese word which means harbor wave. Su stands for harbor and Nami stands for waves. The tsunami of 2004 caused widespread damage in the coastal areas of India. A tsunami may appear as a huge wall of water coming towards the coast. With its tremendous energy, the fast-moving waves can crush houses and other structures in the coastal areas. Large objects such as ships can be pushed several kilometers inland. Most of the deaths caused by a tsunami are due to drowning. After tsunami example, what is wave length and wave height? The horizontal distance from one crest to another or from one rough to another is called wave length. The vertical distance from crest to rough is called wave height. Clear? What is wave length and wave height? After this, we will take tides. What is tides or what causes tides? People who live in the coastal areas know that the sea water generally rises and falls twice every day, almost at regular intervals. This phenomena of the alternate rise and fall in the level of sea water is called tides. Tides are mostly experienced in oceans and seas. What causes tides? Tides are caused by the interaction of Earth, the Moon, and the Sun. Gravity is the reason for tides. Gravity is the force exerted by an object that pulls other objects towards it. After tides topic, we will take tides are of two types: high tide and low tide. The rise in water level is called high tide, while the fall in water level is called low tides. Tides do not rise to the same height every day. The relative position of the moon and the sun with respect to the earth is responsible for the variation in the height of tides. After high tides and low tides, what is spring tide? There are two extreme positions on full moon and new moon. The sun, the moon, and the earth are almost in a straight line. The sun and the moon exert a combined gravitational pull. Thus, high tides are the highest and low tides are the lowest. This phenomena is known as spring tides. After spring tide, what is neap tide? On half moon day, the sun and the moon make a right angle to the earth. The gravitational pull of the sun and the moon tends to cancel each other. This results in a very small rise or fall in sea water and is known as neap tide. After neap tide, importance of tides. Tides are also important physical forces in our ocean. Gravitational interactions between the sun, moon, and earth are the primary causes of tides. Different positions of the sun and moon create two different types of tides: spring tides and neap tides. Tides play an important role in the life cycle of many marine organisms. Now, why are tides important? They are in the ocean, which means is in ocean's bowl, and ocean's bowl is very important. Actually, tides play an important role in the life cycle of many organisms. Gives information necessary for underwater military engineer use. Helps the construction of bridges, docks, and breakwaters. After importance of tides, we will take the last topic of this lesson. What is ocean currents? Ocean water moves from one part of the ocean to another. The movement of ocean water in the form of a stream in a definite direction on the ocean surface is called an ocean current. Ocean current develop due to the variation in the temperature of ocean water, variation in the density of ocean water, direction of the prevailing winds, rotation of the earth, shape and position of the coast. Deep ocean currents are vertical currents caused by differences in density and temperature, usually colder water. Now we will sum up this lesson. The movement of ocean water takes place through waves, tides, and ocean currents. The phenomena of the alternate rise and fall in the level of sea water is called tides. The two extreme positions of the high and low tide are called the spring and neap tides respectively. Thank you.